At first glance, Norah O'Donnell seems to have it all: a polished presence on television, a commanding voice in journalism, and decades of credibility built through relentless hard work. But behind the calm poise and carefully measured words lies a heartbreaking reality that viewers rarely see. The tragedy of Norah O'Donnell isn't some headline scandal or moment of public downfall. It's a slower, quieter unraveling, one that stems from a brutal industry, personal sacrifice, and the emotional toll of always being on. As we peel back the curtain on her story, you'll understand why even her most loyal fans are struggling to come to terms with what she's endured. For years, Norah has been one of the most recognizable faces in American news. From her time as chief White House correspondent to her role anchoring the CBS Evening News, she brought clarity and authority to millions of homes. But that power came with a cost. According to close colleagues, Norah worked punishing hours, often arriving at the studio long before sunrise and staying well into the night. She rarely saw her children during weekdays and missed countless family milestones. She became, in her own words, a ghost in her own life, devoted to truth but slowly vanishing from her personal world. In 2024, reports of internal tension at CBS made headlines. Norah had allegedly clashed with producers over editorial direction and staffing changes, some of which led to quiet but painful departures. Sources say the pressure was relentless, and even though she maintained a calm demeanor on screen, those closest to her saw the cracks forming. At the same time, ratings were faltering, and whispers began about whether she'd be replaced, despite her extraordinary credentials and commitment. The very network she helped elevate began to question her value, adding insult to injury for a journalist who'd given her entire adult life to the craft. What few people know is that Norah was also silently battling serious health issues. In a 2023 interview, she revealed undergoing multiple surgeries for a long-standing back condition that left her in near-constant pain. She described anchoring broadcasts with a smile while gritting her teeth through discomfort, relying on sheer willpower and pain management to get through each segment. But as time wore on, the pain deepened, and so did the emotional toll. Friends say she began to withdraw, no longer as vibrant in conversations, her once radiant confidence replaced with quiet exhaustion. And then came the revelation that left many fans truly heartbroken. In early 2025, Norah confirmed she would step down from her role at CBS Evening News. The announcement was carefully worded. She cited a desire to focus on family and health, but longtime viewers read between the lines. The newsroom had grown colder, her influence had waned, and the toll on her body and spirit was too high to ignore. Her final broadcast was emotional, marked by visible tears and an outpouring of support from former colleagues. It wasn't just the end of a job, it felt like a farewell to a part of herself. As Norah O'Donnell retreats from the spotlight, the tragedy of her story becomes painfully clear. She was a woman who gave everything, time, energy, even health, for a profession that eventually turned its back on her. A mother who missed her children's growing years to chase a truth the world often didn't want to hear. A journalist who bore the weight of a fractured media landscape, trying to stand tall while the ground beneath her shifted constantly. Now, as she begins a quieter chapter, many are left asking how someone so powerful, so essential to modern journalism, could be left so emotionally and physically depleted. The tragedy of Norah O'Donnell isn't just hers, it's a mirror held up to the impossible expectations we place on the women who inform us.